Hello, good morning. This is Shamal here. Hope everybody is fine. Today I am going to talk about my journey of life as an entrepreneur. So, probably many of you might not be knowing who I am and what is the need of also giving my identity or whether I have any contribution for the society or science and technology or not. Probably that one might put a question mark of many ways, but since I am in public domain, I need to clear out few things. Since I have given my close to 25 years my professional career, that is after my PhD. I have completed my PhD and MBA at the age of 24 and a half years old. I was a student from microbiology and I have worked on symbiotic and non-symbiotic bacteria, that is rhizobium or nodulation in terms of crop productivity. I have also worked on VA mycorrhizal association, that is also a kind of a symbiotic relation. I have also published paper on mathematical modeling on symbiotic system, attended various national and international conferences, published paper in my way. I have tried to contribute things. I have tried to see the science in my own way. Not great paper that I have published in a very recognized journal, but probably I thought let me exercise my own knowledge and wisdom in that context. I have tried to deviate myself from the traditional publishing research paper to in a different way. There are some little appreciation from various international universities, international personalities like John Webster in mycology, that is the fungus. He is professor in London University. So I have tried to give my own theory in nature, how host and fungal association is taking place as a kind of an equilibrium concept, with giving a simple mathematical model in nature how things are present millions of years, that is mathematical modeling on symbiotic system. This is probably a fundamental thing in nature. In many organism on many systems are based on this mathematical equilibrium or mathematical modeling. That is what in present day I have been doing many things on mathematical modeling based on my work, and those are very critical work. And those critical works, to understand the mathematical modeling, you require the knowledge and understanding of multidisciplinary things like physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, aerodynamics, biotechnology, theoretical part. Because once you have those understanding, those theoretical understanding, putting into a simulation model and make it is a kind of a workable system for the research, it's a very tough job. Once you develop a simulation model based on certain fundamentals or certain parameters, that simulation chamber is working as a model for research. There are many research students, I told many times in my many videos, in my last 25 years career, the day I have established my company, like in 2007 I have established my company. Before that, I want to talk about something. Let me finish about myself, those my background, those mathematical modeling is working on mitigate global warming and mitigate the food scarcity. So keeping future, your temperature, CO2 level increase, ozone level increase, those kind of simulation model, and conducting research 24/7, interacting with scientists, various research organizations in India and globally. There are many research organizations, they are involved in these research activities, and we have, personally, I have my 9 technologies. Those are very, very hard technologies to understand because it has got very critical instrumentation, control, and monitoring facilities. I talk those things in my various presentation on entrepreneurship program, how you can have your own knowledge and wisdom and applying those knowledge into your practical life, make a very kind of a functioning system, make your own life, helping science. Those technologies are very, very expensive technologies. I told in many videos, those technologies initially in India, they used to have from very big laboratories from US, from UK, from Australia. Those technologies, all this government of India used to spend millions of dollars to bring those technologies in India. I am the first person in India probably have interacted with those lab, understanding the theoretical biology and making a kind of a model and making working for the scientist. So I have to work very hard to convince those scientists. I was very young. At the age of 25, 26, you are reaching out to big scientists in a different research laboratory, either it is CSIR, DST, ICAR, different agricultural universities, Central Agricultural University, institute like JNU, all IITs, the institute like MS Swaminathan Research Foundation. You are going and knocking their door and talking about your own technology. It's very, very hard, and the kind of resistance you get from those scientists, because initially they don't accept your ideas. So I have to go little slowly, and gradually I have tried to prove myself and tried to prove in front of scientific community those technologies are now working. So to do that, I have to do my own way of doing all kind of strategy, technology, putting a presentation in front of scientific community, going to various countries at my own cost, visited many countries like I told, UK, Germany, Finland, so different universities, and going to South Korea, so multiple times going to UK for understanding certain things, because first of all one has to understand those technologies, then basically what and which principle it works, then probably you draw and develop your own thing, and it has to work for the Indian conditions too also. Keeping all those things in mind, probably I have tried to do many things in life, and it is not today what I am. Maybe 20 years back I was a little student, and I have worked very hard to understand all those things. Being as a biology student, understanding all the subject and all the mathematical modeling and everything, and talking in front of scientists, close to 100, 200 scientists, and discussing about those technologies and developing those systems for the institute is a very kind of a experience for me. And those technologies I am talking about is worth crores of rupees. One technology, it is, when I talk about crores of rupees, it goes to 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakhs US dollar one project. It requires a lot of structural thing, lot of instrumentation, lot of maintenance, developing the system, lot of monitoring, lot of control things for the particular project. You need lot of support, engineering support, manpower support for that purpose. But I have done it gradually, so stepwise, based on my strength. I have tried to extend my knowledge and capabilities, because you need money for that also to do any kind of project. I told many times in my entrepreneurship program, only if you have the wisdom and knowledge, really it doesn't help you at the end of the day. At the end of the day, what is helping you? You need to have also investor and money. No investor is going to give you money initially. You talk about the project. No bank is also going to give you money. When you give a piece of paper, a big order copy of a 1 crore in front of bank, they ask you the guarantee, lateral, collateral, bank guarantee or security. They are not sure whether I am able to execute this job. I have tried to come out from those kind of circumstances and made life little simple in order to execute this order. That is probably many scientific communities, scientists, many institutes, they have helped. I have tried to make it is a kind of Indianization. I have saved government of India's close to 60-70 crores worth money. That is the foreign currency. Probably if they could have purchased those technologies from abroad, they could have spent millions of dollars. So friends, what I am trying to talk about over here, the journey of entrepreneurship is a kind of waste of your knowledge and wisdom, and you should have desire to do at the end of the day, and you should be prepared to also have the worst in your life, and I have gone through the worst also. First I talked about those technologies on climate change studies. I want to make one more note over here. The technologies what I am talking about, those technologies are not the ordinary technologies. There are so many Nobel laureates, they have worked on those same direction. They have given theoretical understanding, mathematical understanding of, and they got Nobel Prize on climate change. My models are very real, number one. Those are functional model, and I told many times, if anybody is using those models, probably our country's food crisis can be resolved. There can be millions of job opportunities. There can be a revolution in the agricultural sectors, keeping the global warming in mind that is going to be coming in a very future days. That is exactly it is happening, because you have to mitigate the need what is happening through the climate change, your food scarcity. My models are exactly it is going to develop many varieties. Those varieties are going to give you good quality of foods. That is the scarcity, because today whatever crops it is going in a particular environmental conditions, down the line, after 15-20 years down the line, the same crops might not be able to, because of the global warming. If the temperature is increasing, CO2 is increasing, in that condition probably it is very, very difficult for the same crops to be grown in that particular climatic condition. So that today what scientists or researchers are trying to develop some kind of germplasm which are capable to withstand that kind of adverse condition. Basically this is a food scarcity at that particular time. When you require to mitigate that particular climatic condition, you need to have a separate kind of germplasm or the gene bank, whatever you say it. So to grow that particular time and will give you the food, the seeds, whatever you say it. Because I told many times that the industry is not going to feed you something. Your primary thing is you should have the good crop production. You should be able to use your land properly. From there, whatever agricultural things are coming, that is the basic thing, because there is no other way. Agriculture and something natural thing is coming from the marine, like livestock. Those are the things. So those are there, but the primary thing is your agriculture. Concentrating on agriculture can change or bring the revolution, probably, if we are able to do proper agriculture, keeping this climate change in mind. Many countries, they have adopted many technologies based on their regional climatic conditions. Those are the things probably, but there are some technologies already in existence, and in India I have done close to 65 various projects across in India, and globally we have tried to do some projects. Without naming all those projects, let me again come back that people want to do entrepreneurship. Look, there are many hurdles. It is not only talking about the success stories, but every success stories there is a failure stories. Every individual they have the failure stories. So I talked about myself after MSc, doing research, doing MBA. I was a CSIR fellow. So I was getting CSIR fellowship as a SRF. I have worked 3 years. I have worked on various mycorrhiza and various afforestation programs in the mining belts. So beyond that, I have a childhood wish to write, understand the history of science. So history of politics, world history, poetries, nature, society, transformation, many things I have tried to do it, and I have been writing poetry from childhood, and I have loved towards the animal world, and I have the emotions. I have specially interest to study their emotion, their behavioral pattern. From there, I want to have the new education policies. That is what I want to use the natural knowledge of those animals and how they are picking up at early age all those things. And I have present day mind lab. I have cats. I could see their behavioral pattern, the emotional pattern, their knowledge and understanding of many things. Those things can be utilized for bringing out a kind of a new open education policies. Probably I really do not a great believer of this present education system. I believe in the natural science. I believe Charles Darwin, the natural way of looking the society based on the individual capabilities, what one can draw the best out of it. It is not necessarily that you should know everything. It is not necessarily that one should go to university, or for that matter should have very big degrees from big universities. So I had many my opinion in that context. It is not required. I always felt your mind is the biggest laboratory probably God has given. There are many illiterate people. They do not have so-called academic qualification. They have done all sort of things in their life much better than any qualified people, or I think they have exercised their own wisdom and knowledge. Many philosophers, they are not qualified. Many spiritual leaders, they are not qualified. But when they talk about life, wisdom, knowledge, they talk like a philosopher, you accept it. A lot of qualified people, they respect that part. From where those things are coming? Actually, those things are because they could exercise their own knowledge and wisdom. Probably I can think in that direction. So many people, so-called the academic institution, may not like the others because sometimes they feel they have the authority to talk about only knowledge and wisdom, not the other side. But in my opinion, that knowledge and wisdom is totally open. It has got no boundary at all. So anybody can exercise that part. If they are exercising, you can, a 4-year kid also will have much more knowledge and wisdom than anybody. It has been seen in many places. So friends, what I was trying to talk about, the entrepreneurship, to become a complete entrepreneur, you should have the knowledge and wisdom. What is your objective? That has to be drawn very clearly. Whether your technology or knowledge has got some economic importance. When I talk about the economic importance, whether it has got some social relevance, if you try to push that particular technology for any direction, whether there will be buyers or not. That is the main thing, because finally you need to earn money by selling the technology, or if you have your own technology, if you are producing something, so that there should be market for that. One has to be very clear about whole lot of things before doing this exercise. And there must be, I told in my entrepreneurship program, that there must be something, your techno-economic feasibility report should be there if it is a new idea. And your idea should be unique that way. and there must be some buyer. And if you know, even if the readily available market is not there, one should go reach out that who can be the prospect, and you can go and discuss and present. One can go for a technology, you don't need big money. I want to tell this part. If it's a scientist or a researcher having some idea, want to do something, it is not necessarily that one need to have a big amount of money. Probably one need to have the wish and desire to push the idea. In order to do that, probably one has to take the gradual step. For that purpose, one has to prepare many things, the scientific documents, because knowledge is something until or unless you convince others and others are not convinced your idea of what you are speaking, what you are talking, what is the relevance you have. If it is not a proven kind of fact, first of all, one will be a theoretical idea, but you should have the willpower or wisdom to express in front of scientists, and this will be working for this. If you are able to bridge that gap, your theoretical and actual thing, if it is a functioning thing, you are the winner and the other part also winner. Gradually, probably from that base, this is the step. From that step you can go further one step. So you can have a small success story. Probably that success story you can tell it to others. Look, I have given this thing, this is working for something, why don't you try it? It is nothing pushing, because it's very difficult to sell a technology in front of customer which is even 1 rupee or 1 crore or 10 crores. Doesn't matter at the end of the day. Initial level, the convincing. Similar way I told many times, like selling a mobile, it's coming from 500 rupees to 5 lakhs rupees. So you should know who is your target customer, you should know the features, you should know the benefit and whom you are targeting. So those are the things probably one should have inbuilt. If you are an entrepreneur, that awareness should be there. And I told you, you can work silently, make a website, make a simple company registration, not spending much more money, sending inquiries to different organizations, ask them how they feel about it, meeting personally, presenting paper in international conferences, national conferences with small amount of registration, you can do it. Because I feel it is not, you don't need a hi-fi thing that you need many things, a nice office or many things. That will come afterwards if you are successful. That you can do it a simple mobile or a laptop, you can do, make a website, make a simple company registration, that is virtual company registration with a PAN number, GST number, simple registration, one can do it. It can be any ideas probably. I talked about the entrepreneurship, my purpose of telling of entrepreneurship. I told, when you are qualified, please don't get into some doors knocking for a jobs and all. If you are getting jobs, it is fine, but if you feel that I have a good technology and I have a good knowledge, it can translate, then probably one can pursue this matter. That entrepreneurship quality has to be there. Again, it is not a very easy thing to do it, but it should be your very kind of a conscious decision that you want to pursue this field, and I am 100% sure there will be a success. So second technology, if the first technology is not a successful, if you have the entrepreneurship quality, you can have many technologies that is available in market. For that matter, you should have knowledge and understanding your leadership qualities. You should have capabilities to work in a group. You should have convincing capabilities to take all those different minds together and work together to reach out that goal. That is what it is more important. It is not that important thing that where you work, from which place you work, whether you are working together. I don't believe the system of a normal office time, that coming 10 o'clock, leaving office 6 o'clock. I have given the whole freedom, because if you try to spend much more time on who is coming and what time or what job responsibility is doing every day, it is very, very difficult. It is very chaotic. Let me tell you, I believed one thing. It is very difficult. It is easy to take a horse up to the pond where water is there. It is very difficult for you to tell this horse to drink water. Similar way, all the engineers, whoever is coming in a organization, until or unless that freedom is not given or some stringent, if they don't feel to work, there is no way you can take those work. You should have the motivation capabilities. They might come 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, and whole day they will be there at office, but there is no output. So it is better leave them alone for some time and see what they are doing, whatever guidance are required, wherever they are starting, give a particular training, talk about the whole things, what you want to do, what is your job responsibility, and how fast you are learning all those things, whatever problem you are facing. Then everything will be in a normal thing. Otherwise, monitoring with camera, I have seen many organizations, they put 2 3 cameras in front of you as if some robot is working, and your every minute is important for them because they are paying you. It is not like that, and that is a very kind of bad philosophy of organizing the company. I have many things to talk about, whole lot of things. People simply throw out their employee from one organization because they are not performing. I have seen in my own life many times. As I have told you, I have visited many companies. I have visited with my directors, my company, and how they have treated me. That is a separate video. It might take 1 hour to explain all those things. They don't recognize the brain. Their main output is there, that how much business is giving. It is not that important that how much business you are giving. What is the contribution you are making for the organization in keeping long term in mind? That is more important, and that is more relevant, I feel, in my idea. Because when you hire a knowledgeable person, a person for your organization, you need to see that what is the potential. If somebody is able to develop a division and organization for your company, you can recruit n number of people, but the person who has developed this company for you, for him you do not have the respect. You expect him to do all kind of things. That is a bad thing. Obviously they are going to do it, but there is a time for that. You should have given proper time to execute. Everything requires time. There is nothing called shortcut in life. Friends, I have talked about my things, the entrepreneurship, and one has to be careful in many ways while developing this organization. I have my own company. I have established private limited company, taking my own friends, my own idea. They have joined my company because I am a biologist. I have theoretical understanding, because if I have to do a lot of exercise, I need engineers, I need worker. So there are some engineer I took help, and 1 year I have to dissolve this company, that private limited company, the way they have behaved within 1 year, and they have siphoned the entire money from the organization. They had gone to various countries, spending company's money to Israel, many countries. Finally, they had the objective to throw me out. So I had 33% share of the company. They had also, I told them also, you take 33% share. There is no problem as long as you are working together. When we don't have money, then we are very happy. When we had little money, then two of the friends, they merged together, because other two, my partner, because private limited company, you need 3 minimum requirement of director. So they are friends together. So they merged together. They tried to push me out. I left the organization. So those are a long story, probably I can talk about. I told that I was thinking today, using my wisdom and natural thoughts, that why two brothers are not forming the company, why Ambani brothers are not together, they are not forming company. I told in my many videos that if you are forming a company, one has to be very, very careful in that sense while selecting the people. So I have talked about Dr. Narayan Murthy's also, how he has struggled to develop his company, how many friends together they have come together, and how many people they have left afterwards. So those are the stories probably one should learn. Similar way I have experienced. how people ditch you, they change their color overnight in front of money, how they sell, and how they become a different kind of person altogether. Because I personally want to have a life, I do not have affiliation toward the materialistic thing at all, like no attached to bad habits. I'm not talking about all those things, but people, when they have money, they are very very directly involved with this money, and they get exposed to this company's money because they have the check signing authority. If simple thing like, in a bank, if you open a private limited company, out of three directors, two directors can sign and withdraw money. So I am not getting into that part. There is a big story. I left the organization after many years. I have struggled. I have tried to form my own company again. I have tried to regain it and tried to gain my personal land. Today this company is no more in existence, and my friend, my director, and their colleague who was bitterly fought against me, they are both died, and due to some personal reason they have died, and they are no more. My only concern is, in life you should be honest. Your honesty level is important. That is more thing. I wish, wherever he is, he's my friend. I don't like to talk bad about him, but whatever treatment it is done to me, it is wrong. I have to struggle because I brought them and told them these are the ways to do business. Probably those things are very heartening thing for me. Another thing I want to tell you about the present company what I have recruited company. I have given opportunity some engineers to do MTech in my company. I have taken people with stipend. I have given their fellowship for their completing their MTech. I was industrial guide. How this one employee is coming and working for the organization, working for 4-5 years, and leaving 4-5 employees and forming a different companies, and same product, same my customer base, same database, everything they are copying. It's a simply is a kind of a thief the way the activities in professionalism, how this is legally. It is a very painful thing if you see one person you are training and this fellow is doing all kind of activities after snatching your half of the employee and working for he's working the kind of things. Probably it's a very sorrow state of affairs. Initially they were hiding, they are hiding like rats. So I told those are rats, like no, professionally. If you have a technology, you have the technology. But snatching away somebody's technology and doing some kind of product, I don't believe in a kind of a patent. Even though there is a patent, people do it. India patent has got no meaning. There is no point in doing patenting or many other things. But there must be some ethical side. One has to be ethical. If somebody is giving you a hope, a new guy for your company, initially, while leaving after 5 years, they told they are going to do something else. Later on, it was found that they become my competitor. And in India, this is very common, and this is a common phenomena. That's why I told everybody one has to be very, very careful. I am not naming those rats. I say those are simple rats in professionalism. They should be eliminated. And the kind of technology I have told that I have challenged them. What kind of system they are developing? They're cheating the scientific community in many ways, and they're the real frauds in the name of science. Probably the system they are developing. I told many times, so if you want to develop a system, it has got some bill of material, certain cost, because you cannot compromise science in front of money. If you cannot do, because you need certain amount of money to develop something. Beyond that, you need to support the system. There is a basic minimum amount of money is required, how big and how small project. Below to that level, you cannot develop such kind of system. If somebody is doing it, there is a kind of fraud things are going, and that is exactly things are going. I have so much evidence to collaborate all those things. Till date, I have developed close to my company, Genesis Technology, has developed close to 60 projects 15 years back, 18 years back. Those are functional systems because we try to give a good system which is minimally going to work for certain time. Some system, the rats who has left my organization, even it doesn't work for it works till they get the money. After that it doesn't work. So friends, what I was trying to tell the whole story over here, it's a very sad state of affairs. One need to protect their company's internal matter by thinking, and how to do it I really do not know. How to stop, there are many ways to stop. It is not a personal thing. When I take a nation as a point of view, my agenda, because I have not come to develop my organization, I have come to serve the science and technology. I had many opportunity. I have worked for government of India. I have left because I felt those technologies, if I am promoting, those technologies cannot be promoted. I feel that my technology, my wisdom can be taken into a logical conclusion. I have been doing it. My objective is not to earn money. If somebody is earning money unethically, not doing justice to the science, they should be given and treated a relation in front of government of India, and they should be given a proper treatment for that. There are many companies that are doing frauds in India, and they are not doing in a single-handed way. There are many things that is operating, friends. What I want to tell over here, if you are a single organization, whoever is working for your organization, one must be very careful to safeguard their own technologies. So in order to have or this kind of mishaps, friends, I have spoken close to 35 minutes. I don't like to talk more. I'll talk about another videos about my technologies, my vision, how those technologies can be changing the dynamics of many things in the agricultural field. I feel strongly, if you are able to concentrate on good agricultural practices, keeping climate change in mind, your simulation model, the germplasm, what you are developing and giving it to the farmers, and distribution pattern can change the radically the poverty elevation program. It can be used. So friends, I'll take another video to explain many things probably. Once again, thank you very much for hearing me out. Thanks a lot.